obviously a couple weeks out from your title defense against Ian Machado Garry at Philly at UFC 330. How has camp been? How's preparation been? What do you make of Ian as an opponent?
Yeah, everything is going very well. We stay in the same gym, like last couple of fights we stay in New Jersey and training in Nick Cotton MMA. It's a very nice gym. I have too many my brothers and friends and sparring partner with me. Almost all team is here. We're training together. Habib is here, Javier is here, you know, and we're training every day very hard to be ready.
And obviously Dagestan and Ireland have a bit of history with Habib and Conor, obviously Paul Hughes and Usman over in PFL. You're preparing for another Irishman yourself. What do you make of Ian as an opponent and kind of carrying on that rivalry between countries?
This is just like a regular opponent. It's nothing some between country, but still we have 2-0 now. It's gonna be 3-0.
O Ian sabia que era o próximo desafiante ao título e ele já vem completamente focado nessa luta contra o Makhachev. O Ian tem muita chance de verdade de vencer o Makhachev, tá? Não pelo fato de ser um amigo meu, ou ser um cara que faz parte do time, mas sim pelo aquilo que a gente vê, pelo que o Ian vem treinando. A gente sabe, do outro lado tem um cara duríssimo, um cara que merece todo o respeito do mundo. É um cara que vende a luta na humildade, mas tem um jogo muito chato de ser jogado, é muito bom, é um cara duríssimo. Mas de verdade, ao meu ver, o Ian tem muita chance de poder vencer pelo fato de o Ian ser um cara muito estratégia, não fugir da estratégia, tá ligado? Ele não foge do game, ele tá o tempo inteiro nesse game.
The road to UFC 330 has become even more personal. And this time, it's Islam Makhachev who has turned up the heat with one of the most ruthless quotes of the entire build-up. As Ian Machado Garry continues preparing for the biggest fight of his career by training alongside former UFC lightweight champion Charles Oliveira.
Como é que você contribui pro treino do Ian Garry?
Cara, na realidade não importa a vitória ou a derrota, né? Depois que você entra dentro do cage com o cara, você consegue trazer algumas coisas, né? E principalmente assistindo as lutas, né? O Ian é um cara que ele é muito estratégico, ele assiste muito, então o Ian traz muita coisa, a gente também leva muita coisa, a equipe também conversa, o que você acha disso, daquilo, então assim, de verdade, o Ian tá muito bem preparado, o Ian tá muito feliz com essa oportunidade de ter de lutar pelo título.
Many fans believed the Brazilian legend could provide valuable insight into how to deal with the seemingly unstoppable Dagestani champion.
He's done a lot of his camp, obviously, with Charles Oliveira. He's trained a lot. Is there anything Charles can tell him about you that you're worried about?
Yeah, Charles is gonna teach him how to tap fast. That's it.
After all, Oliveira has shared the octagon with Makhachev, experienced his pressure firsthand, and understands exactly what it's like to fight one of the most dominant grapplers in MMA history. But when Islam was asked what Charles could teach Garry ahead of UFC 330, the champion didn't hesitate. Instead of showing concern, he delivered a cold, sarcastic response that instantly spread across the MMA world.
Has Ian any different than your past opponents? Because obviously he's very tall, he's very rangy, he can make the fight slow if he wants to. What do you make of his skill set?
His skills, I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan, we always see his fight and he has same style always, and I will try to my all opponents.
He's done a lot of his camp, obviously, with Charles Oliveira. He's trained a lot. Is there anything Charles can tell him about you that you're worried about?
Yeah, Charles is gonna teach.
Charles is going to teach him how to tap fast. That's it. It was classic Islam Makhachev. Calm, confident, and brutally dismissive. The remark wasn't random trash talk. It came from a place of complete confidence built on what happened when Makhachev and Oliveira fought for the UFC lightweight championship at UFC 280. That night, Charles entered the cage as one of the most dangerous submission artists the sport had ever seen.
Aí eles foram na academia porque eles queriam fazer parte da shootbox.
Ah, tá.
Só que a nossa equipe ela não abre para as pessoas fazerem só treino lá, camp e depois ir embora, né? E aí a mulher dele falou, não, cara, ele tá procurando um lugar, tá ligado? Um lugar que seja família e tal. E aí, quem vê o Ian, ele é um bad boy, tá ligado? Ele vende a luta muito louco. E, tipo, quando a gente chegou lá, a gente viu que era completamente diferente. E aí, acabou frequentando a minha casa, conhecer minha família e tal. E aí, pô, viu que o cara é um cara 100%. E hoje ele faz parte do futebol, é um cara que tem um coração gigante.
So when they go to a shoebox, they don't open his gyms just to do training camp. So you got to be a part of the team. So since Ian Garry's wife is Brazilian, she asked like, no, he needs a place to stay, and that's kind of how he moved out there to start doing his training camps. And one thing that he said about Ian Garry is like from the world they think he's a bad boy, but once he came to São Paulo to train with the guys, Charles took him to his house, so you see how humble he was and everything. He said that Ian Garry is actually a great guy.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask him about that.
He held the UFC record for submissions, had finished elite opponents from impossible positions, and many believed his aggressive jiu-jitsu could create problems for Islam. Instead, Makhachev dominated large portions of the fight before locking in a second-round arm triangle choke that forced Oliveira to submit. It wasn't a controversial decision or a lucky punch. It was one of the clearest championship victories of Islam's career. Since then, Makhachev has viewed himself as having completely solved the Charles Oliveira puzzle, which is why he doesn't believe Oliveira can suddenly become the secret weapon that helps Garry succeed. Ian Machado Garry, however, sees things differently.
Ian versus Islam, but I think Ian gets it done. Ian's that good. He's so big, he's so long, and he's so confident. Ian's a hard matchup. He moves well. Dagestan versus Ireland, this is an epic fight.
Islam probably got 2 fights left. You could call Islam the greatest out there.
Rather than avoiding the man who once lost to Islam, Garry intentionally chose to train with Oliveira because experience matters. Charles knows how Islam controls distance, how he chains together takedowns, how he traps opponents against the fence, and how relentless his top pressure becomes once the fight hits the canvas. Even if Oliveira lost, there are still lessons to be learned from spending 25 intense minutes preparing for the most dominant grappler in the UFC. Garry believes that knowledge, combined with Oliveira's world-class Brazilian jiu-jitsu and shoot-box experience, can help him become far more dangerous than many fans expect. But Islam insists none of that changes the outcome. During recent interviews, he explained that he already understands exactly how Garry fights. According to the champion, Ian relies heavily on movement, footwork, distance management, and staying outside his opponent's range before scoring with quick combinations. Makhachev joked that his own training camp has involved running too much, because he expects Garry to constantly move away during the fight. He also revealed his basic strategy without giving away every detail. Pressure forward, cut off the cage, force exchanges, secure the takedown, and dominate on the ground, exactly as he has done against many previous opponents. In Islam's mind, Garry's style isn't mysterious. It's familiar, predictable, and something his team has been preparing for since the fight was announced. That confidence comes from years of dominance. Makhachev has built his reputation by consistently shutting down opponents who entered the fight believing they possessed the perfect game plan. Alexander Volkanovski believed his speed and movement would create openings. Dustin Poirier believed his boxing could keep Islam honest. Charles Oliveira believed his submission game would threaten the champion. One after another, those plans fell apart once the cage door closed. That's why many analysts believe Makhachev speaks with such certainty. He's seen different styles, different strategies, and different promises. Yet the result has often been the same: another victory for the Dagestani champion. Still, Ian Machado Garry isn't entering UFC 330 simply hoping to survive. The Irish contender has repeatedly stated that he believes his combination of striking, size, movement, and improved wrestling makes him a unique challenge. Garry has even claimed he wants Islam to take him down because he wants to prove he can escape, return to his feet, and defeat the champion in every area of mixed martial arts. Those are bold statements considering Makhachev's reputation, but Garry has never lacked confidence. Throughout his UFC career, he has embraced difficult challenges and consistently backed himself against more experienced opponents.